Lagos State University LASU has dismissed two senior academic staff members, Professor Olatunji Tajudeen Fasasi, Abanikanda, and Khadeejat Kareem-Ibraheem, following extensive investigations into allegations of sexual misconduct, financial impropriety, and professional misconduct. The decision was ratified during the institution's 143rd Statutory Governing Council meeting held on Friday, stemming from a formal petition submitted by the advocacy group Take It Back movement. Professor Olatunji Tajudeen Fasasi Abanikanda, Dean of the Ekpe campus and a senior faculty member in the Department of Agricultural Science, was found guilty of multiple severe violations. This include subjecting final year students to inhumane conditions during field work, forcing them to remain on the farm for extended hours without breaks, food, or shelter, even during adverse weather. Furthermore, Professor Abanikanda was found culpable of sexual harassment of female students, verbal abuse of both colleagues and students, and unauthorized collection of money from members of the university community, all in direct contravention of the university's code of conduct. Khadeejat Kareem-Ibraheem, coordinator of the Department of Animal Sciences, School of Agriculture, was dismissed for dereliction of duty and gross financial misconduct. She was accused of violating institutional financial procedures and failing to remit over 10 million naira generated from the sale of farm produce. Instead, these funds were reportedly deposited into her personal bank account, a clear breach of financial regulations. In a statement issued by LASU Registrar and Secretary to Council, Emmanuel Fanu, on Thursday, both individuals were found to have committed serious breaches of the university's code of conduct. The statement emphasized that these cases represent a clear violation of LASU's 2017 conditions of service as amended and pose a significant threat to the values and standards that the prestigious institution strives to uphold. The dismissals underscore LASU's commitment to maintaining a conducive and ethical academic environment, sending a strong message against professional misconduct and abuse of power. The university aims to ensure accountability and uphold its integrity by taking decisive action against those who violate established regulations and compromise the welfare of students and staff. I don't know if you ever got to see the videos of the students when they had this protest against Abanikanda, talking about how they were kept in this really humid weather for hours without any breaks. What are your thoughts on this report? Do you think this is a welcome development? Do you think this should be, carried out in other schools where you report, people investigate, and lecturers get dismissed?
Please, I just hope the thing can be reciprocated in all the universities in Nigeria, because there's a whole lot of lecturers that are violating, if are doing worse than this one. I don't know what could have led to this coming out, because I don't think it was just the students protesting alone. Yeah,
a body Take It Back actually also, took it up.
I just feel maybe probably there's one person within those students that had a connection to this body now, because if it was just the students, nothing would have been done. You understand me? But I feel it was this body or whichever student that had the connection that brought this body into the picture. That is what has bent the hands of this university to do the right thing. Because that's what students are facing everywhere. You will see a lecturer walk into class and say it openly. If you don't sort me, you won't pass this course. Some of them will say A belongs to God. Then B, if you please me, you can get a B. So now you are entering a class and you are starting with that statement. You're already harassing the students emotionally, because that student already now, it's already like asking himself or herself, that means it doesn't matter what I read, I won't pass this man's course. There's already that tension. There's already that, now for the ones whose parents don't have the money, who are even barely scratching to pay school fees, what's their emotional, what will be the state of their mental health at that point, just hearing that alone? And then not just that you're not hearing it from one lecturer, you're hearing it from 1, 2, 3, 4 lecturers at the same time. Then you're now wondering, what am I doing here? So for me, I think if our universities can begin to get,
because given the position this man had already attained,
I'm telling you, being in charge of a whole campus, this position here, that thing, like I said, for this to happen, if not for that body, forget it. The students doing video and doing riot wouldn't have stopped anything. For what would have happened is that said that did the riot, the one they mark their face, they would have failed them woefully to use it to tell others, don't try it next time. You get, and all that. So it's a welcome development. And please, I don't know, what will be your joy as a lecturer that you finish lecturing and then the only way a student can pass your exam is if they come to sort you? Where's the honor? Where's the joy of lecturing? Because the beauty of lecturing is that you're able to pass knowledge, and you can set an exam and you are there marking the exam. You can see that these students wrote from their head. That should be the pride of a lecturer. That you can watch your students rise in society. Why? Because you can beat your chest and say, I trained them well. Not that you know this one didn't merit it. Then what's your job? What's your honor? What's your, everyone now is after their pocket. What they will earn, what they will earn, what they will earn.
Now,
if
we want to even talk about what they earn, do you think that people in academia are paid well, are paid good enough?
For me,
right.
I have a few friends
that
are lecturers. And at least the two I know are good ones. They are not messing up, because one of them is in my circle of friends, and there are things I don't take personally. When I see certain traces in your life, I don't hang around you, because to a large extent, the people you relate with affect your life at the long run. You understand me?
Yeah.
So me, I know the young man just started building of recent. Why? Because the little money they are paying, in quotes, he's managing it well. He has bought a land in, I think this should be 5 years. Yeah, this should be 5 years of him becoming a lecturer. In 5 years of lecturing, he doesn't sell handouts, because I've not seen him write any book yet, but probably he's selling for others. But I can tell you that the young man right now, he's not collecting any sorting, because
without any other side hustle.
Without any other.
So all he does is the lecturing.
It's just the lecturing, and I can tell you, he's building right now. His house has gotten to lintel level. So
are you saying it's selfishness that makes people collect the sorting, not necessarily because they don't earn enough?
It's just greed and selfishness.
Because you know that now, during the moment of all, we have things like LASU strike. Oftentimes they are not being paid. Salaries are being withheld, and all of this back and forth.
A lecturer is selling textbook. Check how many students. Check how much it costs that lecturer to produce one of those textbooks. Check how many students. Check all the levels using that man's textbook. And he also has textbook for almost all the levels, from year 1 to final year. And then check how many faculties, departments using that man's textbook. By the time you check how much they are making from selling textbooks and handouts, anybody who is contented can live on the... And this is not like it's something this is something that every semester, every session. So if you check what they are making from there without their salary,
and oftentimes these books are mandatory
and they are mandatory. So what are we talking about? Even if I was telling somebody, I said every student needs to get their textbooks. So even if you mandate it and say you must buy my textbook, I don't have any issue with that. But after I've bought your textbook, then allow me read the textbook and pass your exams. Why will I still buy textbook and then you still come and sort you again? Do you understand? So for me, that's greed. That's having people that don't have respect, don't have regard, don't care. They just want their pocket, want to have their way. But for me, any lecturer that is contented can build based on sell those textbooks. And most of them are not just teaching in one university. That's the truth. Most of them too are doing other side jobs. I know lecturers that are architecture, let me use the engineering side, that are doing jobs. At least I know a few lecturers that have other side things that they are doing by virtue of their profession. They are lecturing and they are also practicing fully out there. So why come back and then stress the students? You should be able to encourage the students to go through school. And most of them, when they were going through university, suffered a lot, in quotes. You understand me?
Right.
Why don't you now make it easier for this younger generation?
Do you think they are reciprocating the same, suffering they went through during their own time in school?
Then that person is a wicked person. Because if you went through stress, what shows that you are a hero and that you have won is to make sure that the coming generation don't go through what you went through. If you suffer, let's say you had lectures in classes that there were no windows, and you know the discomfort. When it is raining, you may not be able to even listen to your lecturer well because water is coming in, for instance. So being a lecturer now, your drive should be to make the learning environment better than what you went through. That's what makes you a progressive person. That's what makes you a leader. That what shows us that you went to school. Because the essence of education is to improve on what you learned. You are being inspired as you are learning to be able to do better, to be able to improve, to move the world forward. That's the essence of education. That's why at the end of school they would ask you to write a project. What's the essence of the project? Okay, now that we have taught you, how do you move the world forward based on what you've been taught? That's the essence of project. That's why they will give you sometimes topics in areas that someone else have not done. Do your research, come up with this. That's the essence of project, to move the world. But we don't have that today.
So this is a welcome development.
Yeah, for me, very, very welcome. Very well. Let them do more, please.